Hey guys, welcome back. And in today's video, we're going to do some rusting. We're going to use some oil paints, and we're going to have a bit of fun. So stay tuned. Howdy guys, welcome to the cave. I'm Mark, and you're watching Blue Street Customs. Hey guys, welcome back. So what we've got here, a bunch of oil paints. You know, I got some random colors, well not random colors, but you know what I mean. I got some, we've got burnt umber, we got yellow ochre, some burnt sienna, some crimson, black, to me it looks like orange, but either way. Anyways, so I've got some pure turpentine here, which also is basically an oil paint thinner. So behind the scenes, I tried making this better, and I used acrylic paint, and I used a sponge technique, and I tried putting in some rust. I got some darker stuff on here. Then I went along with more of an orangey rust color. And I did that everywhere, right? You see that? So it is making it look better. So I'm going to continue on. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the oil paints. I mixed some up already. I got my fine brushes here, things like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and rust up in here, you know, things like that, make it streaky, and we'll see how it looks. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here for you. Now this time around, I am going to try and keep this in frame. So I've started off with a slight touch of crimson, the burnt sienna, and the yellow ochre. And I've got a pretty close color to rust. So I also used a little bit of the turpentine in here, just to thin it down just a little bit. Now when that dries a little bit, I can go over again. Nice thing about oil paints is you can reactivate them. You can thin things out a little more. If there's a little too much, you can move it around, blend it in a little better, which is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to let this dry for a little bit. I see a few spots I'm going to thin out a little bit. I'll probably add a little more in a few other spots, and I'm going to do the other side. So when I've got that, I'll be back. Hey guys, well, another day here. I've let this stuff really dry up. Now, like with any type of project, sometimes you spend too much time doing something and you start getting frustrated, bored, whichever. So I'm going to leave this for a little while, but I'll give you a quick look at where it's at, and I'm going to move on to something else. Now, today it's Sunday. We got a phone call on Friday from our local power company that today is going to be a scheduled power outage thing, whatever, anywhere between 9 and 2. Well, it's 8 o'clock right now, so I'm going to show you a few things. Once the power goes out here, it's going to be darn dark in this room, and it's going to be quite a boring day depending on how long the power is going to be up, because, well, no power, I pretty much can't do anything anywhere. Can't even watch your guys' videos if you have any. So, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification so you can get notified when I post videos. Check out my Facebook and Instagram. All the links will be down in the description. Leave your comments down there on what you think of this so far as well. Any feedback would definitely be helpful. Maybe I'll even use some of your ideas. So anyways, here we go. This is what we got for rusting so far. Now this side I still have to thin out a little bit, wash off a little bit. I find it a little too heavy with some of it. I gotta do a little more darkening, some spotting, things like that. Just different things. But it's coming along. I think it's actually looking pretty good. So anyways, what I'd like to move on to is probably doing some of the interior. Now it's not going to be much. I got some color that I need to do in the door panels. You know, some little bit of silver in the door handles, things like that. Maybe try to do up some of the trim in the seats. I'm going to weather the seats, so I'm going to have to glue that in. Now back here, you're not going to see much of anything. You might see a little bit through the front windshield or something, but I'm pretty much not going to do anything back here, not in this model anyway. So I got the pedals to paint up and things like that. I'm going to weather it, dirty it. So that's what I'm going to do next. And then I think after that, I'll probably end up doing some rusting and stuff on the chassis. So let me get things set up, and I'll be back. I won't be able to record too much today, but trust me, I'll get back to it as soon as I can. So give me a minute, I'll be back. Hey, so what I've got here, just a silver pencil crown. I'm going to use this to do a bunch of the trim. It doesn't look too bad. I don't know if you can see this or not. You can see that it's shiny. I've never done this before. I've always painted it. But I've seen and heard a lot of people use the pencil crayons. So I thought I'd give it a try and see what it does. Now it doesn't look too bad. Again, this is some sort of post-apocalyptic vehicle. You know, like to me that doesn't look too bad. And it's going to be beat up and worn, and if not mismatched pieces, whatever the guy could find to fix and get this vehicle going. So I'm going to continue trying this here, and we'll go from there. Now something else I'm going to try is I have these metallic brush markers. Now this one's silver. I've got the gold. I picked them up at the dollar store. They have a very fine tip on them, and they kind of act like a paintbrush. So I'm going to try this on the other side and see how badly I can screw it up. That actually doesn't look too bad compared to the pencil side. Pencil side's hard to tell that it is silver. So I'm going to do up a bit more of this, and I'll come back and I'll show you what I've got. Hey guys, well, I got these trims silvered up a little bit. Now I am going to be doing a bit of a black wash and stuff like that inside. Still got to paint the pedals. The seat is glued in. I'll be weathering that as well. Now I went and did the silver on the dash as well. I don't know if you can see that. Gauges and stuff don't show up as well. The silver on the steering wheel and things like that, that's all from the paintbrush marker or whatever you want to call it. And then the gauges and stuff I did with the pencil. But fitting this up in here, I noticed that one lever is touching the door. Now, there is only one way to put this on, so it was glued on that way. Going through some reference photos, the steering wheel is the right way, but this long lever, like I thought it should be on this side. This here is what they call the 3 on the tree, and this lever is your gear selecting lever, kind of like the one that would be on your floor for a standard, right? This here is your signal light switch, which should be on this side. So what I'm going to do, now I don't know if you can see this or not, but what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to cut this off right here. I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to cut it off right here. And I'm going to cut steering wheel off right there. I'm going to flip this around, glue it back on, and then glue the steering wheel on. And yes, the steering wheel is the right way. It is supposed to be down. That is the horn button. But the gear selector should be on this side and higher up. So I'm going to remedy that off camera. It's probably almost time here for power to go out, so I'm probably going to lose light as well. And I'm the only one home, so I'm going to get pretty bored. But what can I do? So anyways, I'm going to work on that as best as I can for as long as I can. When I've got that done, I'll be back and I'll show you what I've got. Alright, well, it's the next day here. Power is back on, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's power company was doing some maintenance or something. Anyways, got a bunch of other stuff done in the house, but I did get a bunch on this done. And let me show you what I've got here. Now, one of the things I was going to do was switch around the lever. Now, as you can see, steering wheel is still the right way. Signal light lever is where it should be. Let's see if I can see this. There we go. Signal light lever is where it should be, close to the door. And the gear select lever is on the proper side now. So I did a bit of wash on this. I got to go back and highlight a few of the silver things and trim and stuff like that, which is not a big deal. But I also went and weathered this. So of course I weathered the seat, the floor, dirtied things up. Now of course this is the Apocalypse type vehicle, so things aren't the cleanest, things aren't the best. So I went and crushed up some actual leaves, dirtied up the floor, gave it some wash, did the doors, the door panels, the seat's dirty, weathered, worn through, things like that. So that's what we've got there. I don't know if you can, how well you can see that. I threw a little bit of flocking in there for, you know, mold or whatever. Just dirt and leaves that's blown in, carried in off the shoes, mud, whatever, right? During the apocalypse, I don't think you're too worried about how clean things are. So of course now with the dash in, the lever sits where it's supposed to, right? Now I also bought some guns and stuff, and you know what? I'm going to paint up this little handgun thing. Come on, focus in. It's a little 357 Magnum revolver. This here is going to get glued on the seat, like so. Now I know the scale is out just a little bit, but it'll do. So that's where that's at. Now some of these guns and stuff, I mean, they're meant for Legos. And Lego people, I didn't realize that until after I got them here. So anyways, I got these, comes with the Lego guys and stuff. This here is supposed to be some sort of shield. And of course, it's all in, I think, Spanish, Policia, or whatever it is. Maybe it could be something else. I'm not sure what language it is. And this is sort of like a bipod for one of the rifles and stuff like that. Of course, it clips onto there. But what I want to do is cut this piece off where the Lego guy is supposed to hang on, right? There's a little handle there. I want to cut that off. I'm going to sand that off, obviously. Glue it onto this side. And then put this on there. This little bipod thing, like a stand. And use it as a satellite dish on top of the truck itself. So that's what that's going to be for. So I went along and I've done kind of a base brown. Kind of make it dirty, rusty looking. Now yes, the exhaust is shinier and newer looking. Now, if you were in any type of zombie apocalypse type of thing, not saying that this is where this vehicle is, but if you were, one of the things you try to do is be quiet. So this guy's going to definitely maintain his exhaust to keep it as quiet as possible, right? Also did the bottom of the interior tub because a lot of that shows, right? So you're going to see a lot of it. So doing the bottom of that as well. So I'm going to continue on, and I'm just going to try to somewhat stipple a lighter orangey brown color. So if you want, sit there and watch, and I'll put this on a bit of a time lapse. And if not, well, you can skip to where you want to go. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification so you can get notified when I post videos. Hey guys, sorry I had to stop for a minute. Amazon showed up. Got some new cutters. Nice little little close counter side cutters, or whatever you want to call them. And starting to upgrade for some of my models and stuff. Yes, I've got the basic acrylic colors. It kind of works for the models. I do have my oil colors, right? Works good, but I thought I'd step it up a little bit. I'm starting to get all my Vallejo colors. So this one here is the rust stain and streaking effect. So it's got a bunch of colors in it. It's a good start. I just put in an order at a hobby shop here in New Brunswick for more, so those should be coming out probably in a few days, maybe beginning of next week. So anyways, let's get back to what I was doing now that I had to clean my brush and everything, but not a big deal. So back at it. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this stuff dry up. Did a bit of a brown wash on some of it. So I'll let this all dry. Then I'll probably mix up some oil paint and start doing the grease stains and stuff like that. And then from there, I'll probably start doing the mud and dirt, things like that. So I'll be back. Okay, guys. Well, I've got the engine oiled up, as you saw there, nice and greasy. All right, and I've got oil and stuff in here, all along here where the drive shaft's going to be, wheel seal, axle seals, things like that. So I'm going to leave it at this for now. In the next video, I'm going to do some dusting and some mud on this. I'll probably have the drive shaft painted and rusted up and ready to go. I'll probably put the motor in. I'll also do some mud and dusting on the truck itself. I may do, may try out my new Vallejo paints, and I made myself a wet palette. So I'm going to try and do a little chipping and stuff and try out these Vallejo paints, see how they are. I've never used them before. I've got to paint the inside here, and I'll probably end up painting the camper part of it too. So make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification so you can get notified when I post more videos. Leave some comments down below. Tell me what you think of this so far. Let me know if there's something else you want to see me build. I am going to be building things like crates and different things to put on top. Also be doing a tarp on top of that. Let me know if you want to see me build that stuff. Probably be building it out of balsa wood and probably some styrene, different things. We'll see what I can find. I got a few other things in mind as well. Don't forget to check me out on Facebook and on my Instagram. Links are down in the description. So, hopefully you're liking this series. I know I'm enjoying it because I haven't built a model for years. So, until next time, later.